Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 27 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. And last episode may have been the worst we have had since the start of this series. If you missed it, you didn't miss much. Unfortunately, we lost many a series, including recently 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, swept in 3 by the White Sox, swept in 3 by the Mets, and currently down 0-1 in a 4 game series against the Giants. For those doing math at home, yes, we have lost 9 of our last 10. It's not very good. Currently in the division, we are unsurprisingly dead last. 26 and 34 record, tied with the Diamondbacks technically. The good news is the NL West is eating each other right now. We've had a lot of divisional games the first 2 months. So because of that, the Giants are 29 and 29. They're also atop the division. So not the steepest of hills to climb, but we do need to get things figured out sooner rather than later. Last episode, we also had the devastating news where our ace pitcher, Luis De Leon, suffered a ruptured disc and thus is out for the entire rest of the season. Not even a hope that he could come back to the playoffs. He is done. So we're only getting 7 starts out of our best pitcher this season. Less than ideal. We have also lost another outfielder, Jordan Walker, strained his oblique, and I decided to just put him on the IL. He wasn't hitting the ball particularly well anyway, and I feel like 3 weeks minimum of minimal impact would not be really what I want to do. So Walker is going to be out for a little less than a month. And that's kind of where we stand. Our lineup is very thin at the moment because I made the executive decision to release Austin Martin, who was one of our backup infielders this year, and call up a 9th bullpen arm. Simple reason being is if you look at the stamina of my starting pitchers, Aaron Getty and Fleury, 55 apiece. They're okay. Herrera, 50, all right. Gabriel Hughes is a 40, and Bobby Miller is a 45. One of the issues we ran into, especially late last month, was just having to use so many bullpen arms. Our guys were taxed, and it wasn't going great. So because of that, I have called up a 9th bullpen arm. Both Angel Chivilli and Matt Chachik are making their return. And so far, our bullpen has been, shall we say, okay. If you're looking for glaring reasons why our team is doing so poorly this year, I have 2 stats for you. Number one is our batting war, i.e., how impactful our batters are being toward actually winning the game of baseball. 4.3 total. 4.3. Hunter Goodman, who was undisputably our best hitter last season, had 36 home runs, over 100 RBIs, and led the league in slugging, is currently worth negative WAR. I don't think I have to tell you that that's not good. We have a lot of issues to fix. Getting Hunter Goodman right would help quite a bit. Similarly, our outfield players are, shall we say, treading water at the moment. Stephen Kwan, who's kind of in this weird backup platoon role, is currently ice cold, worth negative WAR. Cole Carrig and Brenton Doyle are both average. Joe Lamp randomly is starting to hit the ball a little bit better since he has taken over Jordan Walker's spot. And then as a new backup outfielder, we have called up Dylan Carlson, who has spent almost the entirety of this save in various AAA leagues, but now finds himself here with us. This is where things stand at the moment. However, before we begin, we must discuss Brenton Doyle, who, going into this season, we concluded that it was a do or die season for Brenton. He's making 12 million this year, which is less than he was making last year, but let's not talk about that because his on base percentage has never really been above 300 at any point in this save consistently. Right now, his on base percentage is a 290. His slugging is worse, 288. He has only hit 2 homers this entire year and 8 doubles. His OPS is a 578. We're reaching that point where, unfortunately, even though he is a speed demon, he's got 17 steals so far this season. He is one of the better defensive center fielders in the game. His bat just is getting worse than it already was. And I didn't think that was humanly possible. So, to that end, that brings me to a discussion I had with the Cincinnati Reds, who were one of the teams interested in Brenton Doyle, as currently in the outfield they're employing 32-year-old Jose Siri and would like an upgrade at that position. They have offered me 3 players for my trouble, first of which is Chase Burns, who in real life received his call up to the majors just a couple weeks ago. In the save, he's had kind of an interesting career. They played him as a long reliever in 2026, and that was a horrible idea. 2027, he did pretty well, but again, he was a long reliever for some of it, starter for the other. This year, purely as a starter, he's doing pretty good. Negative WAR, Ks are low, 7.4. He's also given up 1.7 home runs per game. Chase Burns would objectively be a good get for our rotation. He would probably replace Gabriel Hughes, who would get sent down to the minors. The obvious concern is that his control is a 45, which is similar to a lot of what my other guys are. The big benefit, obviously, is his stuff is almost universally 80s. He also has a changeup that can become above average. Very cheap contract. He's just now about to start arbitration. Pretty good get. And then also 2 prospects. The first is 25-year-old catcher Jacob Friend, who has spent most of this year in high A and single A and did pretty well at those spots. He's just your classic, going to be slightly above average hitter. Defensively, he's an outfielder at heart. I don't know why they're playing him at catcher, but he would just help out our double A probably. Outfield, and then speaking of double A outfield help, Luis Frias from the Dominican Republic is your classic, backup outfielder. He's got really good defense, above average speed. The bat is okay. The avoid K, I don't think, is 50. In high A last year, he struck out essentially once per game, which is a usual side that your avoid K is bad. So he's kind of the throw-in on this deal. The 2 gets would-be Burns and Jacob Friend. However, I am not accepting this deal right now because if we can get Brenton Doyle going, and if Bobby Miller or Spencer Arrighetti in the rotation can kind of turn it around, that'll be better for us. However, I'm keeping this trade in the back of my mind. If Doyle continues to struggle, if another starter continues to struggle, I will pull the trigger. Against righties, I've dropped Brenton Doyle to 8th in the lineup. He has lost his leadoff spot, which he has had the entirety of this series. So, how the mighty hath fallen. But let us get into our first game today against the San Francisco Giants, who have a pretty unsurprising lead over the division considering that lineup. We have Herrera is going to pitch so far in 5 starts. He's been pretty good, though the White Sox hit him around a bit. I am going to sit Stephen Kwan and I think have Dylan Carlson take DH duties and bat second. So without further ado, let's get this party started. And a clean first inning for Herrera. We're winning it all. All right, Joe Lamp is going to be our new leadoff hitter, just to keep that speed on the base paths. He flies out to center. Dylan Carlson strikes out looking. Will Bregman have greater success? Answer no. But it was nice to hope for but a moment. Nothing for the Giants in the second. Tyler Condon, who leads our team in home runs, RBIs, and strikeouts. But, I can live with the latter as long as he hits it more consistently. Cole Carrick has not had a great start to the season. I may also move him down in the lineup. We'll see. And down goes Bregman. So a little bit of a pitcher's duel here early. We got the first hit of the ball game, but the Giants respond with a pair, and Bryce Elder is walked. The bases are loaded with Matt Chapman at the plate, and he strikes out swinging. Good work. Here's Heliot Ramos, who pops it up to the infield. Good job there to get out of the jam. All right, Dylan Carlson, I believe in you. All right, he walks Carlson, and Carlson's at a little bit of speed. And a humble line out there from Bregman. Oh, Trent Grisham can remain in the game after an elbow knock, and Condon is hit. That's rude. Come on, Cole. And Cole Carrick grounds into a fielder's choice, but it does. It gets Carlson to third, and Cole Carrick can easily steal on Jensen here. And the ball is hit deep to right field. Off the wall it goes. 1 run will score. Carrick comes in for the second. And Hunter Goodman, 2 RBI double. We draw first blood. Let's see if Howie Lee can bring Goodman home. He walks. All right, Doyle, give me something. Infield pop-up. C'est levé. All right, Giants don't get anything in the fifth. Neither do we. And Herrera is injured with an oblique strain. Man. And they want me to have Jensen go. I am going to have Chivilli just take it, even though he's cold, because Jameson was nowhere near ready. All right, Cole Carrick gets another steal. Goodman strikes out. You can't bring him home, but that Herrera injury is painful. Chivilli gets a clean 7th. Well done, sir. How you lead. Can't beat out the throw. Neither can Doyle. And if Doyle can't beat out the throw, then I don't think anyone on our team has a chance. Kovar striking on 3 pitches. Killing me, Smalls. All right, Molina is going to come in for the 8th, and then Munoz can get the 9th. Or, alternatively, so Molina has thrown 8 pitches, and somehow there's 2 outs and 2 runners on. Very efficient pitching. Diaz hits it back to Tovar, the throw to Lee. Got it. All right, I'm going to warm up Munoz and Will Klein. If we get insurance runs, Klein comes in to take the 9th. If we don't, it is Munoz. That is my plan. May it succeed. I'm going to pinch hit here. Lennon Sosa can face the righty. He hits it back up the middle, and no throw is made. Sosa is aboard. Bregman hits it deep to left field. See you later, baseball. 2-run home run for Bregman. He really needed that. So Munoz can sit down. Will Klein is going to get the ninth now, since it is no longer a save situation. And maybe we ain't done as Charlie Condon gets aboard. All right, Bowden Francis, former friend, striking out Cole Carrig. Obviously, he was here in 2026, and it must be said, one of the best. But he's been pretty good with San Fran, at least when he was a starter. They've made him a reliever now. Goodman strikes out to end the inning. All right, I'm going to make 2 subs. Drew Romo is going to come in as a defensive sub for catcher. And then Will Klein is going to get us started in the inning. And done. So we do have an error from Tovar, but nonetheless, we get the win for nothing. However, we lose Herrera to an oblique strain. Do we have a day off in the next week? No. Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, I have to. All right, Herrera's going on the 15-day IL, which means suddenly I need a pitcher. Pulls up the Chase Burns deal. I think we're going to give James Gonzalez, Casilla. I don't think Casilla is ready. I think we're going to go James Gonzalez here. Gonzalez was a free agent signing to just a simple $1.8 million deal. So he'll get, I think, 1 start. No, he'll get 2, depending on how the off days work. But Herrera going on the IL is not fun. Hashtag analysis. All right, game 3, and the Giants have a lefty in Sandoval. Hunter Goodman is tired, so he's going to rest. Sosa has been bad against lefties. Joe Lamp hasn't been terrible, but I think I'll give Dylan Carlson the start either way. See what we can do here. Gabriel Hughes desperately in need of a good game, as he has not had a quality start in a little bit. And already, runners at first and second with 2 outs, but he gets Chapman to pop up. See, we're fine. I'm not worried at all. It's a lot. We get a hit, but nothing else in the first or the second. Romo hits it deep to right, but that's going to line out at the track. We had life there for but a moment. Tovar grounds out. Here's Doyle. Strikes out on 4 pitches. Now, Matt Chapman triple scores, I assume, Eldridge. So Giants take the lead. Strike out Ramos there. That helps a lot. And he gets Bailey swinging also. Okay. Runner on third with only 1 out, and they don't score him. I'll take that. And Gabriel gets me a clean 5th, but I think that's going to be it from him, which is a little disappointing. Also, we have 1 hit in this game so far. Matt Chapman with a runner on second, hits it to Tovar. The throw, got him. Good throw there from Tovar. Can he get Ramos? Once again, everyone's just hitting it to Tovar, which terrifies me. All right, how many pitches did Jameson throw? 10? Yeah, he's fine. All right, once again, Sandoval wheeling and dealing. Giromo goes down swinging. Tovar also. All right, Brenton Doyle, your time on the Rockies might be running out. I need you something. There we go. Gets a single. Let the record show we have our second runner of the game. And Cole Carriage strikes out to strand him. Fair enough. All right, so Jameson is going to take it. I'm going to warm up Chachik in case there's issues. Striking out Patrick Bailey, looking good. Willie Adames hits it back to Tova. The throw, got him. Mountcastle pops it up. That'll end the seventh. Really good work from Jameson. Can our hitters do anything? No. It was a trick question. All right, Chachik is going to come on for the eighth. Clean inning. He is on 14 pitches, though, so I think I'm going to get Vodnik for the ninth. I'm going to make a sub here. Joe Lamp is going to hit for Carlson. Lamp strikes out. Nothing there. All right, they're going to the bullpen. Righty, Ryan Walker. And how Yuli grounds out. Giromo taps it back up the middle. And they get him. Nothing. Nothing from our offense today. All right, Vodnik for the ninth. Clean inning. And they're going lefty. Caleb Ferguson. Tovar will start. A solo shot ties it up. Tovar strikes out looking. All right, Brenton Doyle, you got one of our 2 hits today. And he adds another as the ball gets down in left field. Can't quite get grabbed by Adames there. And I am going to I'm going to let Carrig face. Carrig hits it into left field also. Doyle goes to second. The go-ahead runner is at first. Here's Bregman, and he walks the bases loaded. Charlie Condon up to the plate. And he strikes out on 3 pitches. Fair enough. All right, we're going to make a sub here. Or do I? And Kwan's been better against lefties. So, all right. Stephen Kwan with bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Strikes out looking, doesn't even swing. Oh, boy. That's annoying. I mean, Gabriel Hughes did fine. Bullpen was majestic. But couldn't quite finish the job. All right, James Gonzalez is ready to pitch, but I kind of want to delay that as long as possible. So I think Aaron Getty will get the start here. Brenton Doyle is tired. So Lamp is just going to take it. That's where we're at. Not a fun way to lose a ball game, is it? 0-1. It's like your pitching was outstanding. You just couldn't get one guy home. Oh no, an error from Matt Chapman. We have to take advantage of that. Here's Charlie Condon back up the middle into the double play. Not the finest hour for the second year man. And Mountcastle with an RBI triple. And Aaron Getty walks Trent Grisham. This could get ugly. And ugly it is as Patrick Bailey gets the ball down. That'll score Mountcastle easily. Lane Thomas attempting a bunt. And he doesn't need it. Line driving left also. And the bases are loaded for Tyler Fitzgerald, who gets it down into right. That'll score one. The throw is coming in. They don't get the second run. And Eldridge hits it deep to center field. That ball is out of here. A 7-run inning. And Aaron Getty has imploded once again. Well, this has escalated quickly. I mean, I'm going to let Aaron Getty keep pitching because at this point, I don't want to burn bullpen arms on early innings. Hey, we got a run. All right. Aaron Getty was able to get me 3 cleanings after that. I'll take what I can get to have Molina come in. 3 pitches, 2 runners are aboard. And it gets worse. You know, fair enough. Yesterday, our pitchers looking like the best in the league. Today, can't get an out to save their natural life. But he gets Eldridge striking out. Chapman hits it softly to the pitcher to first for 1, and he doesn't even get that. Oh, boy. 8-1 now. Hit to Tovar to second for 1, to first for 2. Okay, bases loaded. No outs. You only get 1 run. I think you take that if you're the pitcher. Oh boy. Yeah, this isn't Molina's day. This isn't our team's day. This isn't our team's series. Some would say this isn't our team's year. But that is a separate conversation. All right, I'm getting Molina out of there. Zerpo will come in to face Bailey. This is just the year our team regresses. Yeah, Zerpa allows Patrick Bailey's RBI double. Great throw in there. Ah, and they get him. Mountcastle going for home. No dice. Or excuse me, Grisham. All right, Zerpa with a clean 8th. We'll bring on Aiken for the 9th. Not great. He allowed 3 runs. Well, that series sucked. We lose 2-3, 0-1, and then 2-12. Not going good. Not going good at all for your Rockies. All right. Bobby Miller, who might even be colder than Arrighetti, is going to get game 1 of this series. Bregman, Kolkarig, and Tovar are all tired. Well, unfortunately, Tovar, I don't really have a sub for you. So let's think. What's Bregman at? 77. Tovar's at 79. He's also cold. I think I would rather Bregman play being slightly tired. So Bregman's going to take 3rd. Hao Yu Lee will take short. Sosa takes 2nd. I think that's the move. We are essentially out of defensive subs then, except Dylan Carlson. Clean first and second for both teams. The Phillies get a hit, but nothing else. Romo flies out to center. I had such high hopes for that ball, and then it went away. And they hit Sosa. That just feels rude. I will gladly run on Yasmani Grandal. The man has an arm that is 35. So, yeah. Except evidently Sosa is a coward. There we go. He finally runs on him, gets the second, beats the throw. Never to doubt. Good thing, too, as Lamp hits it back up to the second baseman. All right, Quan, give me a bloop single. He tried. Line after some. I cannot blame the man for trying. There we go. Hunter Goodman, 2-run shot. We take the lead. The throw from Hao Yu Lee is in time. Well done, sir. All right, Joe Lamp is aboard for Bregman. Infield pop-up. Nothing there whatsoever. All right, let's see if Bobby can get me the sixth. He does. Well done, Bobby. Very good stat line from him. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk. Only 3 Ks, but I'll take the trade-off. Vodnik gets me a clean inning, and he's only on 10 pitches. We like to see it. I'll get Munoz ready. And there is certainly trouble, as Grandal and Stott are both aboard for David Merchant. And Munoz walks him. Henry Mendez up now. He hits it back up to Munoz, who grabs it, and an error. Unbelievable. Tie ball game. Unbelievable. And Munoz is at 24 pitches for crying out loud. Oh, boy. Chivilli for the ninth. And runners at the corners with only 1 out. Here's Rincon. Hits it back to the pitcher. And it's the slowest animation ever, which means he's going to be safe. And Stott hits it to right. That will probably score all of them. Unbelievable. We were walking this game through, and then Munoz comes in and implodes. Chivilli somehow does even worse. Marchand flies out, but that'll score the runner from third. Yep. We lose 6-2. Unbelievable. We just can't get a win to save our natural life right now. We are now 10 games below 500. Bregman is tired, so he's just going to sit then. Let's have that. Yep. And now Jose Fleury is hurt. Injured, diagnosis pending. Our second best pitcher this year. Out with an upper body injury. Well, that Chase Burns deal is looking pretty tempting right now, as it is now essentially a bullpen day, and Molina has already allowed 2 runs. Not great, but we'll see what we got. Come on, Molina, give me the 4th. One last pitch. Strike out Gleyber Torres. Oh, I'm so sick and tired of these errors. All right, Chachik, don't let me down, buddy. He let me down. Again, it's the errors. Phillies are now up 3-0. Makes that 4 after a Scott Stott homer. I think it's time for some introspection and cutting half the pitching staff. Is that a bit dramatic? Yes. May it still be the right move? Also, yes. Unplanned bullpen days are always fun. All right, he gets Bryce Harper to fly out. Not good from Chachik, but it is what it is. Our offense unable to do anything thus far. Will Klein allows 2 earned runs, and he is now fatigued. Just strike out Mendez so we can be happy. All right, he gets him to ground out. Let me sit Jameson down so he's not tired when he goes up for the 8th. There we go. Clean inning. In a clean 9th. We lose 6-1. Okay. Jose Fleury, 1 week. Strained oblique. Well, oh man, Herrera's ready in 2 days. Unbelievable. I could have Fleury pitch through it for a start because Gonzalez today. Right, yeah. So Gonzalez today, rest, Hughes, Aaron Getty, Miller. No, he's not going to be ready. Even if Gonzalez takes 2 starts before Fleury gets his next one, I don't think he's ready. Also at that point where I don't think Brenton Doyle is going to be able to recover. I mean, I have had bad runs in out of the park baseball. Nothing like this. All right, I think we'll play our game. We'll play the finale, sim through the break, or the off day rather. Go from there. Yeah, we can't hold 9 bullpen arms. Our guys are getting too tired. We can't do it. I don't think it is sustainable, unfortunately. All right, James Gonzalez making his Rockies debut after being signed to a minor league deal, or excuse me, a major league deal with minor league option. Clean first. Joe Lamb, leadoff double, and Stephen Kwan gets him around. Thank you, sir. Joe Lamp is safe. Let the record show we have the lead. Much like we had the lead before Munoz and Chivilly exploded. Kwan gets a steal. Brakeman K's. Condon walks. Come on, Cole Carey, give me something. He hits it back up the middle, down in center field. Stephen Kwan holds at center against a center fielder with an arm of 45. Not too sure about that, but how Yuli has walked anyway. So we get our run. Brenton Doyle strikes out. I think I'm just going to trade Doyle. Just has to be done. Drew Romo beats the throw. That's another run. Condon comes across. Ezekiel Tovar hits to center and a fly out. Well, we batted through our whole lineup. Got 3 runs and 4 hits to show for it. Oh, Phillies have an error. Finally, it's not us. Condon strikes out. I think I say that a lot. Cole Carrig, grounds out to in the inning. Nothing there. The Rockies waste the scoring chance. Well, when you put it like that, Mendez with a 2-run shot. It rued that. That should advance Doyle from third, surely. You didn't even run? What is the point of 70 speed? Tovar strikes out anyway, but who cares? It's the principle of it. If you have 70 speed, I want you testing it more often than not. His nickname is the Yasmanian Devil. That's tremendous. Well, the Yasmanian Devil just tied the ball game with an RBI single. It's such an odd Phillies team. They got Gleyber Torres, Nico Horner running around. Jeez, come on, guys. Mendez gets the ball down again. The throw into home. They got him in time. Yasmani Grandal is out. Tie ball game. We are insanely low on bullpen arms right now. Even with 9 bullpen arms, we're low, which is insane. The throw, that's going to be an error. You can tell by the animation, which is annoying. Who they give the error to? Bregman? Yeah. Because that's what you need with a guy's first start for you. There we go. Throw to second for 1, for first for 2. Good work there. I'll let him face Tucker Flint, and that's it. Struck him out. All right. Good ending to what was a very poor outing overall, but is what it is. We have a runner on second. Imagine if we can bring Condon home. That'd be nice. See, Condon ran to third, and his speed is 25 less than what Doyle's is, which is insane. How Yuli is walked. I'm going to have him run so that we don't hit into a double play, as we are oft to do. There we go. How Yuli is in at second. Strikeout from Doyle. Drew Romo pops it up. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Can't move them. Unbelievable. All right. Who was I getting ready? Zerpa? Yeah. All right. Zerpa, I'm going to be honest. I need 2 innings. All right. I get the 6th. Hey, there we go. Stephen Kwan, RBI double for the lead. Thank you, sir. Tovar hits it deep to center. It's off the wall. Kwan scores. Tovar into second. We have life here. And an insurance run for our trouble. My mistake. That was Bregman. I don't know why I said Tovar. Maybe just subconsciously I want my shortstop to do well. Just so rarely happens. Cole Carrig, gets on base due to the error from Gleyber Torres. That's rough. Carrig is definitely running on Grandal. Let's make that clear. He is in easily. Here's how Yuli hits it back up the middle to short, and they get him for the final out. All right, Zerpa, my friend. Clean 7th from Zerpa. That means Aiken for the 8th and Munoz for the 9th. Brenton Doyle flies out to center. I think I'm trading Brenton Doyle. Feel like that decision is looming. But then also I have a problem of who the heck is going to play center. Because I got Joe Lampin right, and I don't feel like making Dylan Carlson an everyday man. Maybe I trade for an outfield. Though Jordan Walker is going to be back in a couple weeks, so maybe I just wait for Walker to come back and then make the moves. Keegan Aiken allows a double to Alec Baum, but he gets Flint swinging. Can he get Glaber Torres? Full count. Swing. Gets past Bregman. That's going to score Alec Baum unless the throw is beautiful and it gets him. Cole Carrig, what a lad. What a fella. Joe Lamp is walked. Definitely running on Grandal once again. Oh. You think? In the dirt, and you're telling me Lamp doesn't make that? Maybe they'll just walk Stephen Kwan on 4 pitches. I'm also okay with that. Well, full count now. And Kwan hits it back up to the pitcher, who goes and gets a Lamp. Man, that's annoying. And Stephen Kwan is gunned down by 35 arm having Yasmani Grandal. What are we even doing? What are we doing? Condon hits it up to second, and Torres can't bring it in. We've had 4 base runners this inning. None of them have even gotten to third. Cole Carrig strikes out on 3 pitches. That tracks. All right, Munoz, I'm going to be honest with you. Don't disappoint me. You blew the last save. Gets us the save here. Good man. All right, we finally beat the Phillies 5-3. We so badly need this day off also for the bullpen. And now we have the Dodgers. Lord help us. Yeah. All right, so here's a question. Jordan Walker gets back in 2 weeks. Fleury and Herrera get back in a week to a week and a half. Michael King gets back in 2 to 3 weeks. I think at this point, if we do trade for, if we do that Chase Burn deal, it still says a week for Fleury. He's going on the IL. Yeah, if it still says a week after 3 days, he's going on the IL. So if we do the deal right now for Chase Burn, I don't need to send anyone down. That just means when Herrera gets back in 9 days, I have a decision to make. I think that's fine. It does mean we lose Brenton Doyle, but at this point, like I need to do something. And Brent Doyle, obviously, he gets us speed. He gets us a really good defensive center fielder, but we need to make a move. I am also, the Reds deal is still on the table, obviously. What else could I potentially get? Perdomo from the Diamondbacks. That could be something. What are his numbers this year? Essentially Tovar. I could DH Perdomo. Lamp goes to center. Kwan or Carrig takes right. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Jordan Westberg, copy and paste what I just said for Perdomo. But Westberg, I mean, he hasn't played in the majors this year. When he has last year, hasn't been good. I think if I trade for any hitter, it should realistically be an outfielder. Eugenio Suarez. At Coors Field, can you imagine? That's a trade I should have done in like year 1. Nick Morabito. Could be a good get, but like, in all honesty, he's a slight upgrade over Carlson, which really isn't saying much. What about Lamp? I think I'd take a Lamp. But I mean, Morabito also defensively at the corners, he's solid. AAA, they played him at center, and he had a negative arm, negative zone rating. So yeah, he's a corner outfielder. So that would mean if we get him, Lamp goes to center, which again, not the end of the world. Dax Fulton, who I don't like. Oh, they're also Chase Burns. That offer is still there if we want him. My fear with Chase Burns though is just that's the control is low. Dalton Rushing. If I want to take a shot at him at catcher over Drew Romo, mm, my hesitation also with trading for a starter is I have so many starting pitchers that I would have to trade someone to get him in. Everson Pereira. Now that could be moved. The Mets have played him at the corners. He honestly hasn't been great. He has a negative arm and left, an okay arm, but a bad range and zone rating in right. So he would need to DH probably. How does he compare with Morabito? I mean, Morabito has no power. So that's a conceit we would have to make by acquiring him. Hmm. I think I would take Morabito. Lawrence Butler also being offered by the A's. I'm glad he's been able to play consistently with them. Jeremiah Estrada. How many closers? If you have two closers, do you really have any? And then Kevin Made, obviously, from the Nationals, who for some reason just hasn't played in this sim. To be fair, if we didn't have Tovar, like, wouldn't be a bad idea. How'd he compare to Tovar? Yeah, they just do very different things. Tovar has only 1 year old. My God, Tovar was so young when I started him in this save. Chandler Simpson also, if I just want Brenton Doyle's speed and okay-ish defensive ability. I think the move is either we trade him for Morabito and have him take right and accept the fact he's not going to be great defensively, or we go for Chase Burns and figure out the rotation later. Which for that, let me just get the old Reds trade up since it should be saved. So they'll still do this. So Brenton Doyle for Chase Burns, Jacob Friend, who I would then move to the outfield, and Luis Frias, who they would probably go in double A and high A respectively. But as I look at that, I think getting both of them, both those prospects seems a little redundant. Mm. Boston Bateman is okay. What if I want? Oh, no chance. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they don't. They don't want to give me any high-rated prospects if they can avoid it, which does make sense. Can't fault them for that. I think we do the deal. I think we take Chase Burns and hope he hits out, and then we figure the rotation later. That's the move. Done. Put it in stone. We have traded Brenton Doyle. We must salute the man. We must do it. I mean, he was our starting center fielder, our leadoff hitter for essentially 3.5 years. I think the bat just never got there, which is infuriating to me. But great, steals guy, great defense, but we're 10 games below 500. Half of our rotation is injured. The other half is getting blown up every day. I have a bloated, badly performing bullpen. So, Jacob Friend at Double A, that is fine. Luis Frias in Triple A. Yeah, it's fine. That gives me 5 outfielders in both. That's okay, I think. All right, and then Chase Burns is gonna get some starts. So this does create a slight conundrum when my injured guys start getting healthy again. I think the easiest solution is here, let me injured list. So I think the easiest solution when Herrera gets back, we send down Gonzalez. When Fleury gets back, one of Arrighetti, Hughes, Miller are gone. If it's Hughes, he goes to AAA. If it's Arrighetti or Miller, we trade. And then Michael King is going to get back after that. He's having a minor league assignment, and I plan on him being a long reliever anyway. So he doesn't factor into this. He's been injured for an entire calendar year. His stamina is gone. I need to send a bullpen arm down. And I'm going to be honest, Chivilli, it might just be you. Because I think I would rather give Matt Chachik a longer leash. Because with Chivilli, just hasn't been great for a while. So I'm going to send him back down to AAA. He might be out of option years. He's not? Dang. Okay. And now I have 2 open roster spots. And if we operating an assumption that Lamp is taking center field, that means he's also going to play against lefties, but I'm fine with that at this point. So I need a center fielder and I need a infielder. Backup infielder, I think we're going to call John Gazdar back up. He didn't do great in his little cup of coffee with us, 11 games, 6 hits, but most importantly, he can play shortstop and do it pretty well. That'll alleviate some pressure on Tovar. The outfield question. I think Emmanuel Valdez is probably the best hitting outfielder we got in AAA. But is he really what we want right now? CJ Kafus could also do the job. I think at this point, we might as well see what one of those 2 guys can do. Let me compare them really quick. So Valdez is 3 years older. He's got slightly better power. I like him more against lefties. Worse against righties. Defensively, I would take Kafus as a slightly better arm. I think Valdez, I'm going to be honest, you're just going to have to be a career, like, AAA guy first. All right, CJ Kafus, MLB debut. Welcome to the show. We acquired him way back in 2026. Let me find the deal. Am I blind? Oh, was he one of the weird ones? I think he was one of the weird ones. Yeah, so he was traded in the Scott Randall deal, who Scott Randall, to his credit, has done very well for the Guardians. So we got him along with Joe Lamb. So now, we're going to run. Yeah, Kafis can't really play anything other than left field, which I admit, a little awkward from a lineup construction standpoint, but it's okay. And then, yeah, Dylan Carlson, congrats, you're a backup center fielder. All right. And then, yeah, Kafis is just going to be a backup outfielder. Nothing too crazy. And we'll see. I mean, Chase Burns is an objective upgrade on paper over pretty much every pitcher we have. It's just a question of can our bats get us what we want? And now, to find that out, we have the LA Dodgers. Oh, boys, a 3-game series? Tell me it's 3-game. 3-game. We got Shohei, Blake Snell, and then Christopher Sanchez, who so far is doing I with them. But who cares about him because we have Shohei. Oh boy. Shohei this season, 13 starts, 114 whip, 239 BABIP. Yeah, that sounds about right. Lordy. He's never gotten quite to that 50 home run season of brilliance. But he's gotten close. All right. So yeah, I think K-Fist is going to be on the bench unless Quan or you. Hey, he got 3 hits. I'll take it. Do any of my infielders need a rest? Doesn't look like it, but that said, I'm going to have John Gazdar bat 9th in place of Hao Yu Lee. So Gabriel Hughes is going to pitch for us. And already Joe Lamp and Stephen Kwan are aboard against Shohei. We're unstoppable. Come on, Bregman. 3-run shot. Lined out to left. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. Charlie Condon. 3-run shot. Struck out on 4 pitches. Somehow even less than what Bregman got me. Cole Carrig. Wild pitch. I'll take that. 3-1 count. Carrig walks. Bases are loaded for our best hitter last year, Hunter Goodman. And he hits it to center, but that's going to be caught. Nothing. Bases loaded. Can't bring them home. Not a great look. Already the Dodgers have 2 runners aboard. Bregman fields it into Gazdar and then Condon. Easy double play. Never had a doubt. I had a moment there where I was like, oh yeah, Hao Yu Lee is not in. Dylan Carlson on second. Gazdar, make a name for yourself, son. Flew out to right. Nothing there. Lamp, though, gets the ball down in right field. Dylan Carlson, an ambitious man going home. He is safe. The lead is ours. I feel like I'm not even going to bother running. Yeah. I was like, nah. I could read the writing on the wall. No shot. Nothing for us in the third. The Dodgers, though, are threatening with Shohei up, and he decides to give himself some run support. Must be nice, though. The throw in time got Cowser at the plate. Cole Carrig quietly is a phenomenal defensive outfielder. What is his arm rating? Yeah, his arm rating is at a 3. He is an insane defensive outfielder. Mookie Betts grounds out to second. Nothing in the fourth. Once again, the Dodgers threaten. Will Smith grounds out. But it does advance Alex Freeland. Here's Ha-Seong Kim to Gazdar. Got him. All right. So far, very interesting pitchers, though. Shohei's at 91 pitches, though. Here's Hunter Goodman, and he struck out. Man, I assume that's Shohei's day done. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Mookie Betts. Honestly, I'm fine with walking him. All right, he walks Mookie. I'm going to warm up. Who do I want? Vodnik. I'm going to warm up Vodnik. Come on, get Alex Freeland. He did not. Freeland hits it to center. That will score 2. Unfortunate there for Gabriel. Do I let him face Sawinski? I will let him face Sawinski. 1-2 count. Got him swinging. All right. I'm going to be honest. 5 innings, 2 runs against the Dodgers. I'll take that. It's also just very disappointing given how many runners our lineup has had. Only gotten 1 home. Oh, Vodnik. Vodnik, 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 Vodnik. Well, 3 straight hits, including a home run, and this game is wide open. 5-1. Good Lord, man. Good there, Lamp. Not a great look for our center field plan if Lamp's getting an error already. Alex Freeland grounds out to first. Bullpen implosions. How I missed you so. All right, Keegan Aiken for the 7th. We tied it up with 4 runs. Not even going to bother mentioning it because knowing our luck, they'll get 2 back here. I hate being right. Tommy Edman, infield pop-up. That'll play. Let me see though what happened. I'll be a good streamer and look. Let's see what happened. All right, Lamp singles, Quan singles, Bregman double, and then Condon struck out. Carrick hit a 3-run shot. Tovar walked, Carlson walked, and then Gazdar popped up to end the inning. Pinch hitter here, hits it back to center, Lamps under it, got it. Good work from Aiken. I assume his pitch count is decently high, 16. We'll see runners on second and third, or excuse me, first and second, and Colker strikes out. All right, Jameson will get ready. There's trouble. Jameson, we need you. Half inning, hit the button. No runs scored. Runners on first and second, no outs. The Dodgers get nothing. Mookie Betts was walked. Freeland flew out. Sawinski and Will Smith both struck out. Well, that'll do. Jameson is on 20 pitches. I'm going to warm up Munoz, and I'm going to warm up Zerpa, depending on if we get any runs. If we get runs, Munoz is pitching. If we don't, it's Zerpa. Edwin Diaz walks Hunter Goodman immediately. I don't think I'm going to be running on Will Smith anyway. Here's Tovar. Hits it back up the middle center field. The ball is down. Goodman advances to third. Tovar into second. 2 runners in scoring position with 0 outs. Dylan Carlson hits it right to the shortstop. Runners don't move. I'm going to pinch hit here. How Lee is going to hit for Gazdar. And he walked him. Bases loaded. Joe Lamp, be a hero. He hits it back up the middle center field. It's down. That'll score 1. The throw to plate, not in time. 2 runs for the Rockies. 7-5. I'm also going to pinch hit here. Lennon Sosa is going to hit for Quan. And he pops up foul. All right, here's Bregman. 3 hits already today. Hit it to third. The throw. Got him. All right, we get 2 runs. Okay, Zerpa sits down. Munoz takes closer. How Lee goes to second. Here we go. First up, Haesung Kim. Pops up foul. That'll do. Because most importantly, Shohei is many batters away. Tommy Edman goes down swinging. And now Dalton Rushing, who's pinch hitting. 2-2 count. Hit to first. Condon takes it. Ball game. We beat the Dodgers 7-5 after scoring 6 unanswered runs. Yeesh. 3-hit day from Lamp, Bregman, and Cole Carrig. I think our pitching staff did okay. Vodnik getting blown up again. It's a little worrisome. But what about this year hasn't been worrisome? I ask you. Okay. We are gonna play game 2 against the Dodgers with Arrighetti, and then we will sim game 3. 'Tis my executive decision. Blake Snell on the mound for the Dodgers, now 35 years young. This is his first start of the season, as they've had him as a reliever for the past 2.5 years. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna be honest, Drew Romo. You're not doing great. Hunter Goodman also isn't. So we'll have Romo take that. How has Cole Carrick been since I've had him hitting second on occasion? Not great. I think I'll stick with this though and see if we can get some work here against Blake Snell. Time for the old stadium spin around. There is way too many empty seats at Dodger Stadium right now. Like, come on. What are we doing? Then Lampy pops up. Killing me, Smalls. Here's Cole Carrig. There we go. Line drive to right for a nice double. If Cole Carrig wasn't hitting the ball well, we would legitimately have like 3 less wins. I know his WAR is probably only like a 0.2. That's 0.9. Wow, his WAR exploded. It was like a 0.2 or 0.3 when we started the save. Or the video, I should say. Video stream episode. All synonyms. Bregman strikes out. Condon, though, gets it down in left field. Cole Carrigan, ambitious man, goes for home safe. The lead is ours. And Quan keeps the party going down the foul territory line. Condon is going for home. No play at the plate. He went first to home. Wow. You don't see that very often. Dylan Carlson flies out to left to end the fun. We'll let the record show. We have scored first against the Dodgers for maybe the first time this year. How Yuli lead off double. Drew Romo, I need you to hit the baseball. I mean, to be fair, he hit it. He hit it to the third baseman, but he did hit it. I can't be mad. He advanced the runner. Tovar striking out on 3 pitches. You know what, Romo? I judge you too harshly. Joe Lamp hits it deep to left field. Gone. Already a better center fielder than Brenton Doyle ever was. No. I should not shame Brenton Doyle's name. All right, 4-0. I'm interested to know what happened to the Dodgers where they've given Blake Snell his first start of the season. I wonder if they've had an injury or some such. Aaron Getty, look at me. You've been given run support. I need you to lock it down. If you walk the bases loaded with no outs. All right, this could get ugly. This could get very ugly. Will Smith, who's hot with the bases loaded, struck out. Haesung Kim hits it up to center. Lamp is under it. Got it. And they don't run on him. Interesting. I thought Mookie Betts would have ran because Lamp only has a 45 arm. And ooh, he gets Edmonds swinging. Aaron Getty gets out of the jam that he himself created. Clean third for both teams. Mookie Betts stealing on Drew Romo. Rude. Oh, that's gone. Alex Freeland hits it deep to center. No one even knows where that ball landed. 410 feet. Think if I wanted to trade for Alex Freeland, they'd give him to me. Really wish they would. All right, rest of the fourth is clean for Arrighetti. We get another run. Thank you, sir. Condon, you're killing me. I think if Alex Bregman has a surprise retirement after this year, I'm going all in to try to get Alex Freeland. That's legitimately going to be my third base plan. Because we don't really have a third base succession plan if Bregman goes. Hauser flies out. That'll do. Josh Naylor, who's found himself out west, strikes out swinging. All right, Arrighetti, get Shohei to end the outing. He did not. This may surprise people, but Shohei's pretty good at baseball. As he hits the home run, no measurement on the blast. I think we'll call that outing there. I don't want to face Mookie Betts with Arrighetti again. You know what? Maybe I should have. As Betts hits a solo homer off Molina, and the lead is being chipped away at. Death by 1,000 cuts. Here's Alex Freeland trying to make it back to back to back home runs. Instead, he'll be walked. Molina, I need you to be better. That's really impressive. How bad Molina has become. Well, the lead has been surrendered as 3 home runs give the Dodgers a 6-5 lead. Here's How You Lee for glory. He struck out. Back-to-back strikeouts after a leadoff double. 3 for 3. I think nothing is more disappointing than getting a leadoff double and then the next 3 batters all strike out. All right, clean 6 from Molina. That's all I'm getting from him. There we go. Tovar solo shot to tie it. Chachik for the 7th. Chachik for the 7th. Now I'm in kind of a conundrum. I think I'll go Will Klein for the 8th. Who? Runners on first and second. CJ Kafus. Actually. Yeah, if I do Kafus here. You know what? I'll figure out right field later. Who cares? CJ Kafus making his MLB debut. Runners on first and second, no outs. He hits it deep to right field. It dies in the wind and is caught easily. That looked like it had such glory coming off the bat. And How You Lee with the soft grounder. He might beat that out. He does. No throw. Bases are loaded. We're making a sub. Hunter Goodman is going to pinch hit here for Romo. Struck out on 4 pitches. Man, you're killing me. Tovar strikes out 2. Okay. So the outfield situation, I'm going to be honest, Kafis. You're just going to have to take right field, and hopefully the ball is never hitting your direction. All right, Will Klein for the 8th. Lean 8th. He's only on 9 pitches. So I'm going to warm up Zerpa. If we get a run and it becomes a save situation, Zerpa takes it. If not, Klein stays in. Josh Hader is on the mound for the Dodgers. Joe Lamp deep left field, gone. The greatest center fielder in the history of the Colorado Rockies. Is that a little bit of exaggeration? Yes. 2 home run day for the lad. Good on you, sir. Cole Carrig strikes out before I can get too happy. Bregman flies out to center. All right. They're bringing in Jason Adam from the bullpen to face Condon. Condon walks. We have life here. Stephen Kwan hits it softly to second. They get him. All right, we get 1 run off the solo shot. Zerpa, buddy, please don't allow a base runner because I don't want to see Shohei again. Tommy Edman up first. 0-2 count. Got him swinging. Easy. Easy work. Good old Andy, who they're pinch hitting on, hits it to Condon. That's 2. All right. Taylor Ward, pinch hitting. 2-2 count. The pitch, and he hits it deep to right field, down in front of the warning track. A double for Taylor Ward, and out steps at home plate. It can only be him, Shohei Ohtani. The 1-2 pitch, struck out looking ball game. Woo! Okay. Never had a doubt. I wasn't nervous at all. We beat the Dodgers 7-6. Yeesh. What an insane game of baseball that was. We get out to a 4-0 lead after 2 innings. They score 2, we score 1, then they score 4 and hit 3 homers in the 5th inning, which was just insane. Not Molina or Aaron Getty's best day. It must be said. Personal message. Jordan Walker setback. Oh, that's terrible. 3 to 4 more weeks, he's going to be out a month. Yeah, that's at least a month. That's bad. Well, we're going to get a much longer look at Kafis. Actually, when does Fernandez get back? 5 weeks. Okay, so Walker is still going to get back first. That might actually change my calculus. Because with respect to Dylan Carlson, like, what are we doing? All right, Bobby Miller against the Dodgers. I'm going to sim the finale. We win 10-6, a triple for Carrig. Hao Lee with a home run. Dre Jameson. It was his turn to get imploded, I guess. 4 earned runs to his name. Aiken Chachik. I'm just saying, 2 shutout innings. Hao Lee a couple homers. Carlson a couple hits. Or a couple homers. A couple hits. Okay. Let me save really quick. I think we're going to turn our attention to the waiver wire and the trade block really quick. First, waiver wire. Anybody fun? No. The answer to my question is a resounding no. Or is it? Slade Choney, long reliever, horrendous this year for the Rays, it must be said. Looks like the Guardians tried him as a starter, and it went pretty well in 2026. But 2027, he did okay in the minors. Was he hurt? Yeah, torn meniscus, ended his season. I mean, I wonder why his potential and overall are low. Because everything right now is a 45 or a 55. You'd think that would average to like a 45 or a 50. Because honestly, like, as a long reliever, he's worse than Molina, obviously. But how does he compare to Molina? Yeah, no. Molina's got him. I think, yeah, Slade has better stuff now, whereas Molina could potentially have better stuff if he ever succeeds in any of the development labs I've been sending him to. Slade Ciccone might not be a bad bullpen pickup. It would get me a second long reliever, which I think would help because Molina, I really just want to take off of long relief at this point. Will Klein would probably be who I send down. I'm going to make that waiver claim. I'm going to make the claim and see what happens. Trade block. Let me look at just outfielders. Anyone spicy? Jake McCarthy, Daniel Johnson? No. The answer to my question is no. Nothing particularly spicy. I mean, like at this point with these numbers, we might as well just roll with our guys. Mauricio Dubon could be interesting from a utility standpoint, but I mean, the Astros are starting him every day, and he has 2 home runs and 10 doubles to his name, so he's not getting that. Alex Verdugo could always be hilarious, but in this series, Verdugo has not hit in the majors since 2025. Hmm. Would anyone want Will Klein just while I'm here? While I'm thinking about it? Yeah, the answer to that is no. Pete Alonso, hear me out. So yeah, he signed a 6-year, 104 million contract with the Royals, which honestly is pretty cheap. But also off, he has not been good since 2026. Yeah, he's been in AAA this year. He's not even hitting homers in AAA, man. Like if he were to get 150 games in AAA this season, he would get what, 20 homers? Jake Rogers, like what are we doing? No, I don't think anyone wants Will Klein. We could always just see what we have in Kfis, which, to be fair, may just be the option at this point. All right. I'm gonna play games 1 and 2 against the Diamondbacks and sim game 3. And Chase Burns is gonna make his Colorado Rockies debut against the Diamondbacks, a team that shelled him last time out. Let's give Kfis a start. So I'm gonna sit. Actually, do I want to start Stephen Kwan and right just to get now? I'll go Carlson. Kafis can hit second to go lefty lefty and keep that consistent. And then I'm gonna give Charlie Condon a day off. He has not had many this year, so Sosa can take first base. I'm gonna have How You Lee bat fourth, Carlson seventh, Sosa eighth. Let's rock and roll. Chase Burns on the mound. Brandon Fant still in the Diamondbacks. Clean first. Not a clean. Oh, How You Lee with a solo home run. We like that. Lennon Sosa. Lead off double. Oh, no. He was safe. Come on. For a second, I thought that animation, the camera view meant he was about to be out at second. I was like, no. There we go. Joe Lamp gets it down. Sosa's aboard. I'm going to run on Moreno, but only with like Lamp, Carrig, my guys that have 70 speed. A nice RBI from CJ Kafis in his first ever MLB at bat. Look at our lad. Been dreaming about this for years. Comes to the show, gets an RBI. Come on. All right, chill. How are you going to try to pick off a rookie in his first ever base appearance? Have you no shame, sir? Disappointing double play there from Alex Bregman, it must be said. All right, well, the lead is ours. Let's hope Burns can lock it down. Cole Carrig already on third base. Hunter Goodman deep center field gone. It has the distance. It hit just right of when the wall gets insanely high. 405 feet. That reminds me of how Comerica Park was before the renovations. Lennon Sosa hits it hard to third, but still gets got. All right. So far, so good. Clean fourth from Burns. Clean fifth also. Clean sixth. Inman goes on swinging. Burns is on 82 pitches. How's my bullpen looking? I think I'll have him. I'll have him start the seventh, and we'll get Klein ready to rumble. Luis Robert Jr. on the Diamondbacks goes down swinging. Corbin Carroll goes down looking, which means we got to get Gino Grover out by the catcher throwing him down at first. Or a strikeout. Very nice. Chase Burns strikes out the side. 7 innings. Clean work. Very nice, sir. Joe Lamp on second. Kafis, do your thing. You know, if his thing is advancing the runner, I'll take it. It's a very low bar, I will admit. Bregman strikes out. He's 0 for 4 today. All right. Will Klein is going to come in for the eighth. Chase Burns' final line: 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 11 strikeouts. Well done, sir. William Klein. If you allow a 3-run shot to Kettle Marte, so help me. I think I found who I'm sending down if we get the waiver claim on Caccio executed. Peyton Eels with a pinch hit, and he gets down. Unbelievable. Well, it really is masterful how many bullpen implosions we've had. All right, Munoz is coming in because at this point it can't really get worse. I'm tempting fate for a grand slam here. Oh, Hearn hits it deep to center. Lamb's going to have it, but that's going to score 1. Double play is in business. Perdomo walks on 4 pitches. Here's Luis Robert Jr. Strikes out swinging. That's huge. That's huge. Corbin Carroll hits it hard to first. Sosa got him. Oh, Munoz. Bases loaded, no outs. They get 2 runs. I'll take that. We keep our lead. Munoz is at 17 pitches, which is a little high. I think I'm going to have Zerpa take the 9th unless we get insurance runs. Then I'll let Munoz stay in. How Lee hits it deep to center, down at the wall, leadoff double. Okay, look at How Lee. It's like, listen, manager wants me to hit 4th. I will hit 4th. Cole Carrig, not quite as deep. Caught by Robert Jr. Goodman gets it down in left field. That'll score How Lee easily. And he has himself, I assume, a double, but the camera refuses to pan over. So we will have to imagine the image of Hunter Goodman potentially sliding into first. Carlson pops up. Yeah, Dylan Carlson also, the instant one of those outfielders on the injured list comes back. Think he's going to be gone. Lennon Sosa gets it down. Hunter Goodman, not the quickest guy in the world, but he's going for home. Again, we have to assume he makes it because they did not show us. Tovar strikes out. All right, we got a couple insurance runs. I'm going to let Munoz try to get their guys here. And he hits Groover. All right, you know what? I can see the writing on the wall. Zerpa, come in. Nolan Jones, who we debated trading for to bring him back to Colorado last season. Oh boy, and he gets the ball. Gabriel Moreno now strikes out. Double play is online. Here's Marte. Hits it down to right field. The throw is in. Bases are now loaded. Miguel Amaya to pinch hit. Infield pop-up. That's huge. Oh boy. Reese Hines, the pinch hit, bases loaded, bottom of the nine, 2 outs. Strikes out looking on 3 pitches. Probably not how we saw that going, but we get the win 6-3. Again, very, very shaky from our bullpen. I mean, Munoz did well. He just happened to hit Groover at the end. Will Klein. It's feast or famine with Klein. It really is. I think what annoys me is just he did good last year for a little bit, but this year, I mean, yeah, I think if we get the waiver claim, Will Klein's going down. But that is what it is. Also, shout out to Chase Burns for an amazing start. And also, quietly, we're putting the Diamondbacks all the way down in last. Oh, the Dodgers. 29-40. What's happened? Oh no. Oh no. Ah, that's what happened for Blake Snell. Both Roki Sasaki and Mitchell Parker out. No, poor Sasaki. Poor guy. All right. Well, game 2 against the Diamondbacks. Suddenly, this division is very interesting. Joe Lamb, Cole Kerrigan, Howie Yuli are all hot, which is awesome. I'm going to give Ezekiel Tovar the day off to rest. So John Gazdar is going to bat 9th. Do I want Hunter Goodman in over Jeromo? I think so. And then Dylan Carlson, I'm going to sit. CJ Kafis in right field. At this point, I'm just letting Kafis figure it out in right, and we're just going to go from there. We already get a run to open. We're awesome. I believe in you, James Gonzalez. Get Corbin Carroll. He did not. It must be said. As Carroll gets the ball down, Diamondbacks tied up. Never mind. Luis Robert with 65 speed, 75 doesn't run on CJ Kafis. That's fascinating. Here's Groover. Hits it to Gazdar. The throw. I guess he's out. On that animation, it looked like he was safe by a second. But I'm not going to complain. Diamondbacks have an error. We have runners at first and second with Cole Carrig up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Never mind, he flew out. But that advances Bregman. When I really need to read up on what determines when runners go on flyouts and when they stay, because it seems to be tremendously inconsistent. Hunter Goodman, sack fly. Bregman is in 2-0. How you Lee gets it down in left center. Have yourself a series, sir. The throw, not there. Condon gets home easily. 3-0. CJ Kafus hits it deep. Right field, gone. In his second ever ball game, 383 feet. Save that ball, get it signed. And Gazdar walks. We're not even done yet, folks. The Diamondbacks go into the bullpen. Joe Lamp gets it down in right field. We're still going. He's going for a double. An ambitious man. Gazdar safe at third. Stephen Kwan walks. Bases are loaded. Bregman hits it down the left field line. 1 run will score. In comes Lamp. Bregman safe at second. Wow. And you thought with 2 outs this inning was over. We were just getting started. Condon grounds out to rain on my parade. 6-run inning. Pretty good. Diamondbacks get 2 back off of Hughes, but now Cole Carrick is aboard for Hunter Goodman. Come on, son. Fly out. Yeah, Luis Robert showing off. How's his bat been? 2026, not great. Yeah, he is not. Offensively, he has not been great, but defense, same thing with Brenton Doyle, right? If you're a really good defensive center fielder with any speed whatsoever, it doesn't matter what your bat is going to be, your WAR is going to be high. Chafis goes down, but he advances both runners. Gazdar grounds out to second. If you had told me at any point in the season we'd have John Gazdar and CJ Kafus in our lineup, I'd be like, oh, Lord, it's Armageddon. And they're getting to Gonzalez a bit. And again, my bullpen isn't in phenomenal shape. Nolan Jones gets it down. All right, I'll let Gonzalez face Moreno, and then that'll be it. What's new? A runner getting a steal off of Hunter Goodman. The sky must be blue. Moreno hits it deep to left, off of the wall. That'll score 2. He's into second. All right, Diamondbacks. I mean, they're not going quietly into the good night. We're going to get Molina going to face Peyton Ealy's. And Peyton flies out to right. Never mind, over the head of CJ Kafus. Okay. I'm seeing the flaw with playing someone at right field when they don't really know how to do the position. I'm seeing the flaw. Yeah, the limited range hurt Kafus that time. Yep. Okay. New immediate plan. Well, even then, I mean, the range hurt him. His range is a 50. So who knows? Yeah, they get another run. 7-6 now. All right. CJ Kafus can only play left. It has been decided. Thank you, Charlie Condon, for hitting the RBI hit there. What a strange animation we have here. The throw. A triple for Condon. That'll do. Soft grounder to second. Carrot goes down, but we do get another run. Molina, you upset me. Which sounds very personal, but it's kind of just where I'm at right now. Groover lines out to the left. And he gets Nolan Jones swinging. All right. Another poor outing from Molina, but at least he got me a good second inning. Feels like a very low bar I'm putting myself through. Hunter Goodman with a steal. CJ Kafis at a shot of redemption. Advances the runner. Listen, say what you will about CJ Kafis getting grounding out so much, but he's advancing the runners. He's not striking out. Again, it's a low bar, but for a team that struggles with strikeouts, it helps. All right, for the 7th, we are going to turn to Vodnik. I don't care that Molina's still kind of in the green. Get him out. Queen 7th. And the wheels are falling off from Vodnik here. Reese Hines flies out to center. They're going to go for it. He's going. The throw to the leadoff man, who was not really a leadoff man there. Bit confused why Tovar was out so far. Corbin Carroll lines out. The throw home. Not going to get him. 8-7. Zerpa is going to come in to face Groover. I believe in you, Zerpa. Deep center. Caught. All right. Well, some extra insurance runs would not go amiss. Charlie Condon's up, who had a triple earlier. Strikes out this time around. Cole Carrig lines out to third. I'm going to make a sub here. Drew Romo is going to hit for Hunter Goodman. Struck out looking. Nothing there from our middle of the lineup. All right, Drew Romo is going to go into catch. Zerpa, buddy, the save is yours. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Luis Robert at the plate. Pops it up. Shallow center. Caught. Once again, our bullpen does everything in their power to give me an aneurysm. But nonetheless, we get the win. Molina and Vodnik each allow runs. Zerpa gets the save. That'll do. Bregman, 3 hits, including a home run, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. Very good from him. That game single-handedly brought his slugging up by .021. That's crazy. All right, let us advance. All-Star voting update. I assume we still don't have anyone. My assumption is correct. All right, we shall sim the finale against the Diamondbacks. We win it 6-2. Very nice. Stephen Kwan with a triple. How you lead with 2 home runs. Have yourself, if he doesn't win NL Player of the Week, I'm afraid it's rigged. Like, he has been insane these past 5 games. Good for him. Stephen Kwan also gets a couple hits. Pitching-wise, Gabriel Hughes did okay, but again, I mean, I'm reaching the point with Hughes that I reached with, like, Scott Randall at a certain point, with Chris Bubich after his injury. Like, if all you can get me is 5 innings, are you really best served as a starter? Molina gives me 2 innings, but once again allows a run. How many earned runs has he allowed? 42 innings, he's allowed 28 runs. Crazy. Jameson, Chachik, and then Munoz comes in for the save. Yay, how Yuli got Player of the Week. So in 20 at-bats, 11 hits, 4 homers, 9 RBIs. Good lad. Okay, so the waiver claim was a success. We got Slade Tichoni in. Don't know why he is at closer. We're just going to let that lie. All right, so I think I'm not going to send Molina down. There's a world in which I do. I'm going to send Will Klein down. I think he's at option. He's not. Interesting. Will Klein's going to send down. I'm going to move Molina to a setup man. I'm going to take him out of that long relief role. because it's not working. And Slade Ciccone is going to get a look as our long relief guy. I think he is what I would call your classic above average arm. Like his stuff right now is average, slightly above average. He's got really good control, which I like. He hasn't had a ton of major league relief experience, so we'll see how that plays. But could be something to look at. And hey, his birthday's coming up, so my birthday gift to him was giving him a nice little paycheck here. All right, let us sim through the off day. Tony Hernandez, one of our young prospects, just had a season-ending injury. Not great. All right, quick injury check-in. Where are we at? Herrera is back in 2 days. Fleury is back in 6. So in 2 days, Herrera comes back. James Gonzalez is going to go back down. In 6 days, when Fleury comes back, then we might have to make some awkward decisions and potentially move off some guys. Right now, I'm going to be honest, Spencer Arrighetti just is not pitching well. And he could be someone that we get a decent return for in a trade. That could be tempting. Michael King is back in a week to 2 weeks. He's going to go on a rehab assignment, and then he's going to be a long reliever for us. Like his days of starting are done. This is the last year of his 3-year deal, so yeah, presumably this is it for him. Chase Dollander is also coming back in 2 weeks to help out on long relief. So essentially, Slade Ciccone and like Matt Chachik, for example, have 2 weeks to sort of show, sort of race against each other, see what they can do. And then hitting wise, Jordan Walker gets back in 3 weeks, but he's already had one setback. So I'm a little worried about what he's going to look like when he comes back. And remember, he is in his first year of his 2-year, $17 million contract. So that is something to monitor. And then Yankiel Fernandez, who got injured in spring training, is finally coming back in 4 weeks. So realistically, CJ Kafus and Dylan Carlson are going to be on this team in the lineup until Fernandez and Walker get back. I might give Yankiel Fernandez a rehab assignment in AAA. We'll see how I'm feeling. But that's where we're at. We're 34 and 38, which I think objectively disappointing record for us. The injuries have sucked. I mean, our ace suffered a season-ending injury a month and a half into the season. 2 of our starting outfielders have 1 to 3 month long injury for Fernandez. Our bullpen is shot. Like, it's not going great. I think the surprise bright side, though, has to be Joe Lamp and how he is starting to turn it around since taking that starting job, playing in the right field more, playing in center field more. And don't get me wrong, he's not a great defensive center fielder. He has a negative zone rating, but he has an arm of 1.4, which in center field ain't bad, especially considering his right field arm is a -1. So center field could be a potential home for him. I also need to remind myself to set his position at center field so that he gets that. So, I mean, right now, look, we're 2.5 games back from the Giants in the division. It's still there for the taking. I think a lot of it will determine, can we keep our head above water record-wise until our 2 outfielders get back, until Jose Fleury, Chase Dollander gets back. You know, this is literally the worst our team will look all year, just because of all the players that are injured. So, big question will be, how do we look when we return? Who the heck is pitching for the Tigers? Jose Corniel, Rule 5 draft pick. Oh, yeah, he was the guy that I said I would have taken. Oh, and of course, he's crushing it. Well, he's doing pretty good. 332 BABIP is a little scary, but with my pitching staff, I can't really talk. Jackson Job's still going strong for them. Very nice. All right, really quick check. How has Brenton Doyle done in his first games with the Reds? Of course, he has a 1200 OPS. Why wouldn't he have a 1200 OPS? That's actually hilarious. In 58 games this season, he had 2 home runs. He gets a home run in his 5th game against Reds. You know what? Good for the Reds. Good for Doyle. That's insane, man. That's crazy. But hey, good for him. And listen, this was also year 2 of Doyle's 5-year contract that we signed him to. So if he hits, the Reds got their center fielder locked in. But that is where I will end this video. We are currently sitting at the end of June, so I think next video we're going to get through the end of June into July, do the draft on the 11th, and then probably get to the All-Star break and deal with all the injuries and shuffling that will need to take place. So I thank you all for watching. There's going to be a couple streams next week, but none over next weekend. So hopefully we should be able to wrap this season up sometime after then. So I appreciate you all watching. See you next time.